வேலைவாய்ப்பிற்கான 100% உத்தரவாதத்துடன் MBA படிக்க இன்றைய ஆச்சி பிசினஸ் ஸ்கூலில் சேருங்கள்.
He is brilliant. ஆனா அடிக்கடி ரொம்ப டயர்ட் ஆயிடுறான்.
Lion Date Syrup நோய் எதிர்ப்பு சக்தி அதிகமா இருக்கு. தினமும் 2 ஸ்பூன்.
Summer holidays வந்தாச்சு. நம்ம GT Holidays வந்தாச்சு. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
So far, good in fast in practice and in qualifying. P3 on the grid. He'll be starting P3 later on. Sid, brilliant qualifying, best of the year so far. You must be looking forward to this race.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to show people what we can actually do for once. It's like I said, mega practice. We topped both days testing, and as you can see, it's like normal, seriously close at the front, and we're definitely in with a shot. So again, like normal, we're going to give it absolutely everything. It is a move. We're going to go for it, and it's a long race, so we'll just see what we can do.
I love to hear it. Of course, you're looking forward to the Porsche Carrera Cup GB. A lot of these drivers racing out in Europe and potentially Super Cup as well. So it must be really good confidence-wise ahead of the season to be racing against drivers like Cass Avacourt, ahead of Ariel Levy, drivers who are basically the pinnacle of this level of racing.
Yeah, definitely. I'm here, same as most people, for the elite competition. Like, I believe all the guys, well, throughout the whole grid, there's so many talented drivers here, and it's a collection of all the best drivers. So to be able to be here and compete against these, it stands to be a great shot for the GB champion this year, but also constantly keeps me on my toes and makes me perform as well as I can.
Sid, good luck in the race. We know you love getting involved, so keep an eye out of that. You can easily spot Sid's car, of course, bright green there. Our championship leader coming into the previous run at Estoril and champion from last year, Ariel Levy, starts in 4th place on the grid. That's his lowest starting position this year so far. Another new driver this weekend, a new driver to the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe, is James Wallace. James has got a lot of experience in GT racing, racing Porsches last season in the UK, is the Porsche Junior in the UK this season. He's just getting his grid marking spot lined up on the wall there. You can see the red piece of tape the drivers use to make sure they're in the right position for when they come back around to the grid for the actual race start. James, can I grab a quick word? Yeah, James, great qualifying. You've been building your pace as the testing went on. P5 and quali, you must be happy with that as a starting position.
Yeah, I mean, we can't be disappointed. We didn't do any running on the first test day, so we're kind of a day behind, which may have found those last few tenths which we were looking for. But generally happy. Hopefully we can get a good start and make progress forward.
Of course, we've seen you've got the pace on the new tyres, but how's the long run pace looking?
I'm confident. The team have done a great job this weekend. I've settled in nicely. Obviously first time with Huber Racing, or Proton Huber, and yeah, they've done a magnificent job. There's a lot of synergy in the team, and yeah, I'm grateful to be on the grid.
James, great to see you on the grid, and we'll look forward to seeing how you get on in this race. Thanks very much, James, for chatting to us. Our rookie championship leader at the moment, Chester Kiefer. Again, I say poor qualifying session, very much not a poor qualifying session in only 246th place. That's still a very strong position. He still will lead the championship if he has a good race in this one. We've chatted to Chester a fair amount this season, so we'll move down the grid. In 7th place, Sasha Norden. Now, Sasha, actually, I can see, has got an onboard camera in there, so can I grab a word with Sasha? Sasha, can I jump in and have a quick word? Brilliant. Sasha, always good to talk to, and quite funny, actually. You might see on Sasha's social media, we were roles reversed yesterday. You were interviewing me, but today I'm interviewing you on the grid. Still inside the top 10, but I'm sure that you'll be looking forward in this race, not backwards.
Yeah, for sure. Qualifying was a little bit unfortunate, but I know that I can drive the car quickly around here, so we're just going to put our head down, see how far we can get. Like attacking, I've had some practice in Estoril, so we'll keep going.
I was about to ask you about that. Of course, Estoril, you got tagged in the first lap of the first race and then made it all the way back in, well inside the top 10. So that must have given you some confidence going into this weekend.
You know, every track is different, so confidence is always a tricky thing, but you know, we're just going to drive. I know that I can drive the car, so we'll see what happens. You know, it's going to be an interesting one, so I'm excited for it.
We had interesting racing last year, so we'll look forward to seeing how it goes, and hopefully looking forward to seeing that onboard footage, first-person view of the racing going on, which I imagine will be on social media at some point if you want to see. Matthias Ferreira, he is starting in 8th position for target competition. He has had pace on and off this season, so he's hoping to consolidate that pace that he showed at times. And another driver who's joining us, a new driver this weekend, is Joe Warhurst, another driver who raced in the Porsche Carrera Cup GB. A very quick work, because I know we haven't got long. Joe, top 10 in qualifying, you must be looking forward to a good race.
Yeah, I didn't quite extract the most that I could have out of the new tyres, but my race run was quick yesterday.
Lives in this car, I'm liking it. What do you reckon you can get out of this race?
I just want to go forwards, to be honest. Obviously focusing on the race.
So much for chatting to us. We have to leave the grid, so that's all we've got time for now. Brian, back to you.
Thank you so much, Piers. Good job and some great insight from the drivers. Some good fighting talk there as well. And it really does strike me that Flint Schuring will be aware that Cass Havercourt, starting alongside him, does not have the championship in his mind. He is out for silverware only. Flint Schuring needs to bring it home in the points because his main challenger in the championship is on the row behind, Ariel Levy, who will be poised and ready to jump if any clears. The engines are running. The tension is starting to build as we get ready for round 5 of Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe 2020. And just 3 more races after this, and it's Flint Schuring with Cass Havercourt alongside on the second row, Sid Smith and Ariel Levy. James Wallace, we heard from him, and then the rookie pole, Chester Kiefer on row 3. Just behind them, Sasha Norden and Matthias Ferreira in 8th place on the grid. In 9th place, we just heard from Joe Warhurst. He has Domas Radonis for company. Rodrigo Almeida, keep an eye on him. And also Robin Knutson down on 12th position. Jelte Hofner, we're looking to take more selfies at the end of this. And then Nathan Sharp from the Netherlands, who lines up 14th. In 15th place from the UK, Josh Stanton has Nick on the grid. The car's now out on their formation lap, this critical lap. Time to build the heat into the tyres and into the brakes. Welcome everybody to Circuito Ricardo Tormo here in Valencia. It is a circuit that is 4.005 kilometers around. That equates to about 2.489 miles, 14 turns for FAC Autotech, joining Porsche for this year and proving to be very quick. He's been impressive all season long. We heard from Jelte Hofner earlier on when Piers spoke to him in the 919 car. He's there in 15th place and he holding on as best he can. And behind him is Henry Chuamala in the Pro-Ams. So Matthias Ferreira now has Joe Warhurst closing down on him. Joe Warhurst, the number 59 car, the driver who was the GT4 champion in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe in 2023. We saw him last year in the ADAC GT for Germany, but he's back to where he really feels he belongs, back in the seat of a Porsche, preparing for a season in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany this year, looking to mix it with the big boys. His first ever Carrera Cup race here this weekend, and what great experience this is here at Circuit Ricardo Tormo. The fastest lap, Flint Schuring, as he continues to open up that gap at the front, 0.902. He's won 3 of the last 4 races, and he leads now Cass Havercourt, then Ariel Levy, then the identical car, the teammate to our race leader, Chester Kiefer, there in the gold and black car, the leading rookie driver with Sid Smith in mate to our race leader, Chester Kiefer, there in the gold and black car, the leading rookie driver with Sid Smith in 5th place. And I reckon if you could see inside the cockpit of Smith's car, there'll be steam coming out of his ears. He'll be frustrated, having been muscled out of the way by Chester Kiefer and Ariel Levy. Behind him, though, is James Wallace, who, by my reckoning, is looking very racy. He's dropped back a bit now from Sid Smith. So Smith will want to challenge Chester Kiefer as best he can, and as soon as he can, before James Wallace gets onto his back bumper. So the car's heading into turn 12 and turn 13, the sweeping Adrian Campos corner. It's a 4th gear turn. It's about 190 kilometers an hour at turn 13 that is taken flat out. Then into turn 14, they reach about 210 kilometers an hour in 5th gear as we ride on board and witness what that looks like from the perspective of Chester Kiefer. Now along the pit straight, up through the gearbox, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then into 6th gear, reaching about 250 kilometers an hour before the braking, down into 4th gear, 160 kilometers an hour into turn 1. Then it's back on the accelerator again, up into fourth gear to about 205 kilometers an hour before the tight, almost hairpin of turn 2, 80 kilometers an hour taken in second gear. Fairly technical part of the circuit, turns 2 through to 6. Sid Smith still there, very much in the fight. Now looking to how he can get past Chester Kiefer, the leader in the Rookie Championship, the driver who has won every rookie race this year. If things remain as they are, it will be 5 wins out of 5 in the rookie race for Chester Kiefer. But Sid Smith, who's in the pro race, in that 5th place at the moment. Behind Chester Kiefer, that allows Ariel Levy to break clear in the last of the podium positions. We're heading towards the halfway point of the race. The 30-minute race plus 1 lap. We look once again at James Wallace, the 83 car, now under pressure from Sasha Norden. How long is it going to be before Sasha Norden can out-fumble car 83? Wallace will be aware the red and white car, Sasha Norden, is there, poised, ready to jump. Look at the back end slide on Sasha Norden's car. That's how hard he's hustling as they head into turn 14, out along the pit straight. Once again, he's going to pick up a slipstream along the 876 meters of the pit straight in towards turn 1. Not quite long enough for Sasha Norden to make the jump through into that position. A track limits warning has been shown to Jelter Hofner and Draker Janssen. That is for track limits, and they have been given a warning by a race steward. So track limits, which have been an issue all the time that we've been here the last few days. Now Sasha Norden once again in the wheel tracks to James Wallace. James Wallace, very much the lesser experienced of the two around this circuit. Sasha Norden once again looking for that 6th place, impatient to get past, filling the mirrors of James Wallace. What can Sasha Norden do? He takes a tighter line into the corner, the back end just sliding slightly of that number 21 Porsche. Still James Wallace making the 83 car as wide as he can, but again Sasha Norden able to take a tighter line through the corner, still not able to get past. Out towards turns 12 and 13, once again a sweeping corner, building the speed up. This is going to be the opportunity. To the inside goes Sasha Norden, the 2 cars side by side, but James Wallace doing the switch back, the 2 cars running absolutely neck and neck. Norden had got the work done, but he couldn't get it slowed down. Now Wallace to the inside. They are running absolutely side by side into turn 1. The timing screen is saying Norden ahead, but it's Wallace who takes that position back. So Wallace back up into that 6th place. Sasha Norden to the outside. What great driving here. James Wallace trying to block off the number 21 car. Sasha Norden appearing to have a good grip on the exit of the corner. James Wallace, though, what a move to come back on Sasha Norden. This is the fight for 6th place. It's advantage James Wallace at the moment, but Sasha Norden hanging the back end of the car out. Matthias Ferreira in the background, ready to jump if he sees a gap appearing between these 2 cars. Slowed down, but James Wallace going deep into the corner. That's exactly the gift that Sasha Norden needed. Wallace missing the braking point, and suddenly Sasha Norden is through, and Norden is up into 6th place now. Next up ahead of him is Sid Smith, but Sid Smith a long way up the road, well over a second clear of these 2. And of course, when they were battling side by side, it allowed Sid Smith to break clear even further. Breaking clear at the front, Flint Schuring still leading the way. Cass Havercourt in 2nd, Ariel Levy in 3rd, Chester Key Driver in 4th, then Sid Smith, then Sasha Norden after that monumental battle with James Wallace out along the pit straight once again in towards turn 1. That is Chester Kiefer in 4th place, the leading rookie driver. Ariel Levy in 3rd. What can he do about Cass Havercourt in front of him? Havercourt not really in the championship battle, but he will steal points away because guest drivers this year do score points. So Havercourt not helping Ariel Levy at all. The 2 drivers who both race for Team GP Elite But there are no team orders here. Cass Havercourt racing for the silverware. And Ariel Levy would dearly love to find a route past Cass Havercourt, but at the moment, just too far back. Behind him, Chester Kiefer, very much in the fight. Then Sid Smith, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, passing through your screen. In the Pro-Ams, it's still Henry Tuamala. Nick Ho has peeled off into the pits, so Nick Ho clearly has some issues. That's a real shame, losing the number 98 car as he peels off. Looking further down the top 10, and in fact that's towards the back, but in the top 10, Domas Radonis in that 10th place, 9th Joe Warhurst. There is the very pretty Iron Dames car of Karen Gayard, and Charles Visser challenging for position. Karen Gayard, who is in 23rd place. So in fact, she has found a route past Charles Visser, now onto Mace Muller, who's in 22nd place. So Gayard doing a good job in the number 85 car. Great to have the driver from Porsche Carrera Cup France, the driver who is the first female to win a Porsche Junior Shootout and selection for Porsche Carrera Cup France, part of the Iron Dames team, and showing us why as she pushes her way forwards from further back. And this looks like Draker Janssen heading towards us, and he's got Alex Ryman on the inside of him in towards turn 1. Scrapping for non-points paying positions though. So Draker Janssen and Alex Ryman, both drivers that we've seen much further up through the field. It's advantage Ryman at the moment. Draker Janssen trying to fight back the very pretty number 17 car. And great artwork on the side of that. Draker Janssen has a puppy called Bink, who used to come to all of his karting events. And he's unable to come to Porsche Carrera Cup Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. So Draker thought, I'll tell you what, we're going to put a picture of Bink on the car. And you can see the very pretty livery of Jelter Hofner behind him in 15th, 16th place. They're fighting for the last of the rookie podium positions. So they are fighting for third in the rookie podium. Jelter Hofner in the red. Hofner behind him in 15th, 16th place. They're fighting the rookie podium position. So they are fighting for third in the rookie podium. Jelter Hofner in the red and white car. Also in there, Robin Knutson, unusual livery for him in the number 32 car. So Milan Marchak currently has that podium position at the front of the two silver cars for the rookies. And we weren't expecting it till later this afternoon, but there is some raindrops in the air. So this race may well have another twist. There's not enough at the moment to do anything about traction, but there is rain in the air, and that could throw a real curved ball for a number of these drivers. Domas Radonis has also been given a warning for track limits, but none of this is affecting Flint Schuring. He's extended the gap to 2.2 seconds over Cass Havercourt. There is our race leader. Flint Schuring, across the line he comes. In fact, another 3/10, so 2.5 seconds over Cass Havercourt. That's what 2.5 seconds looks like in terms of distance. And Flint Schuring very much in control. Less than 7 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. Our championship leader leading the way. Cass Havercourt making his debut this year in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. We saw him last year. Very, very strong performance, getting himself up to speed. We heard before the race that he hadn't sat in a car, in a Carrera Cup car since October last year, when we saw Cass Havercourt in the Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. As we get notification that Nick Ho has a 5-second time penalty for track limits. Also, Alex Ryman, 5-second time penalty. Car number 88, a 5-second time penalty for a false start. But I'm also seeing potentially car 99, 5-second time penalty for a false start. So that is Flint Schuring. I'm just going to ask whether we can get confirmation on that. Because it's not especially clearly worded on my screen, but I believe that Flint Schuring, our race leader, may have a 5-second time penalty for a false start. We're just going to find that out before this race finishes, but this could be fairly cataclysmic for Flint Schuring. Under investigation for a false start. Cass Havercourt 2.5 seconds behind. So if that 5 seconds is awarded, it will drop Flint Schuring down into third place. I'm going to wait for confirmation on that just to be sure. Certainly the 88 car, Chester Kiefer, also with a 5-second time penalty for potentially a false start. We're on board with Cass Havercourt in that second place at the moment, and he can see the race leader up in front of him. Third place, Ariel Levy. Another track warning being given to Robin Knutson. This time, this is for tracks limits. And yes, it is a 5-second time penalty that has been awarded to our race leader. That is going to turn this race on its head. Race leader Flint Schuring and fourth place Chester Kiefer both will have 5 seconds added to their time at the end of this race. It means that Cass Havercourt is the net leader with 4.5 minutes remaining. Flint Schuring will need to be going like the clappers to open up as big a gap as he possibly can. Ariel Levy 4.1 seconds behind. If he could stay within 5 seconds of Flint Schuring, he will outscore him in this race. This is going to be a critical 4.25 minutes plus 1 lap. It is Flint Schuring leading the way with a 5-second time penalty. Then Cass Havercourt, then Ariel Levy, then Chester Kiefer with the 5-second time penalty, then Sid Smith, then Sasha Norden, James Wallace, Matthias Ferreira in 8th place, Joe Warhurst in 9th, Domas Radonis in 10th. Our leading rookie is Chester Kiefer, second in the rookies, Matthias Ferreira. Our leading driver in the Pro-Ams, Henry Chuamale in 18th place overall. Flint Schuring, he has a 3.2 second gap at the front. If things remain as they are now, it will not be enough to win this race. The win will go to Cass Havercourt. There are a number of track limit warnings now come. Just looked at the screen. Numerous track limit warnings, none that I can see from any of the cars in the top few, but loads of cars picking up warnings for track limits. No issues for Cass Havercourt that I can see, but Flint Schuring with that 5-second time penalty. Car number 7, Charles Visser, with a 5-second time penalty for track warnings. We knew that track limits were going to be an issue here this weekend. We had over 300 track limit infringements in testing on Thursday. And now in the race, it's all coming home to roost because the warnings are being given out, the time penalties are being given out. But the biggest time penalty of all for a false start, Flint Schuring too quick out of the blocks with a 5-second time penalty. That's Karen Gaillard pointing the wrong way in the Iron Dames number 85 car after such a strong job running through the field. She's in 23rd place. Looks like she's able to correct it. Less than 2.5 minutes remaining of this race. It's Flint Schuring who leads the way, but the net race leader is Cass Havercourt at the moment. Has the message been passed to Ariel Levy? Because he knows that if he can get past his teammate Cass Havercourt, he will get valuable points. Will Cass Havercourt help his teammate? I doubt it very much. He wants the silverware. Ariel Levy will be throwing caution to the wind. 4.65 now. Flint Schuring would be in third place. Chester Kiefer also with that 5-second time penalty. That will promote Sid Smith up into 4th place. 1 minute and 3/4 remaining. What can Ariel Levy do to get past Cass Havercourt? The two drivers running for Team GP Elite. That is second, but 5 seconds to be added on to the race leader's time in 1.25 minutes plus 1 lap, because that is all that's left here of round 5 of the season. Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. High drama as Ariel Levy now turns the heat up on Cass Havercourt. These two drivers have raced each other all through last year. They're racing each other again here in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe 2025. Ariel Levy knows that if he can get past Cass Havercourt, this could potentially be a race win. The two cars running along the pit straight, almost side by side, 250 kilometers an hour. Cass Havercourt, a gap on the outside now. Did Cass Havercourt allow Ariel Levy past? He may well have done. Whichever way, Levy up into second place. This is going to be a net race win, but in doing so, the gap 4.997. Almost a 5-second gap between first and second. Can Flynn Schuring snatch defeat or victory? What's it going to be? There are 3,000 seconds, that 3,000ths of a second that he needs to find on Ariel Levy in second place. Levy now needs to give it all he's got. Flynn Schuring, if he can open up the gap to 5 seconds at the front, he will hold on to the win of this race. The clock strikes 0. Flynn Schuring currently up at turn 9, so about a lap and a half left of this race. Is it going to be Flynn Schuring? We're going to find out. He's going to be crossing the line in a few minutes. We'll see what the gap is between first and second. At the moment, Schuring's up into turn 12, and he will come out into 13 and 14, out along the pit straight. We will see the gap. If the gap is above 5 seconds, then Flynn Schuring will be the race leader. If it's below, Ariel Levy will be the net race leader. Right, here we go. Flynn Schuring crossing the line. Did Ariel Levy give too much away as he tried to get past Cass Havercourt? Here we go. Across the line goes Flynn Schuring. We wait. Now, what is the gap? 5.756. So, if the race finished now, Flynn Schuring would hold on to the win of the race. Ariel Levy in second place needs to find 0.7 of a second on this lap. Cass Havercourt did all that he could to help his teammate. Chester Kiefer at the moment in 4th place, but will have 5 seconds added. He will keep hold of the rookie win by my calculations, even with the 5 seconds added, subject to confirmation. But at the moment, Flynn Schuring, he had that 5 seconds added for the false start, but he's opened up the gap to 5.756. Ariel Levy, Cass Havercourt maybe fumbling as they swapped for second place, and it's advantage Flynn Schuring on this, the last lap of the race. A sensational round 5 for Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. At the moment, Flynn Schuring into turn 11. He comes. He needs to keep that gap of 5.756 in towards turn 12. He will come for the very last time. The right-hand turn, then the sweeping turns 13 and 14. Adrian Campos, and it'll be out onto the pit straight. He will be the driver who receives the checkered flag, but we're going to have to wait until Ariel Levy crosses the line before we find out who the race winner is going to be. So here comes Flynn Schuring. Out across the line he comes to receive the checkered flag. Now we wait to see the gap. Will it be above? Will it be below? Ariel Levy towards the line. It's going to be a win for Flynn Schuring. 6.13 is the gap between first and second. Flynn Schuring, despite that time penalty, taking the win. Ariel Levy in second place. Cass Havercourt being a real team player in third place just behind. Then it's Chester Kiefer with a 5-second time penalty. That'll move him down to about 5th or 6th place. Sid Smith coming back for a 5th place. And then Sasha Norden, 6th was as good as it was going to get for him. James Wallace, then Matthias Ferreira. Joe Warhurst in 9th, and Domas Radonas rounding out the top 10. Winner in the rookie race, it's still going to be Chester Kiefer. And the winner in the Pro-Am race is Henry Tuamala once again, 18th place this time, and he will extend his lead at the top of the championship. What a sensational race, controversial as Karen Geyer coming across the line to receive the flag after that spin. But what a race. It was all about the maths, it was all about the gap, it was all about keeping that 5 seconds, and Flynn Schuring did that and some with a 1.130 gap over Ariel Levy when the penalty is applied. In third place, Cass Havercourt. Chester Kiefer in 4th, but he will have that 5 seconds applied. Then it's Sid Smith, Sasha Norden, James Wallace, Matthias Ferreira, 2nd in the rookies, Joe Warhurst, Domas Radonis, and then Rodrigo Almeida in 11th place. Nathan Sharp in 12th, ahead of Josh Stanton. Nick Ho in 14th place, ahead of Milan Marchak in 15th, Robin Knutson in 16th, Jelter Hoffner in 17th, and then the winner in the Pro-Ams, Henry Tuamala, ahead of Jonas Greif Alex Ryman rounding out the top 20 ahead of Charles Visser. Mace Muller in 22nd, Draker Janssen down in 23rd. Second in the Pro-Ams, Anthony Imperato, 24th overall ahead of Luciano Martinez. Karen Gaillard, Thomas Cangro was a non-finisher. We saw him spearing off into the gravel. Wow, what a way to finish a race. It really looked like advantage Cass Havercourt for a while. Then it looked like advantage Ariel Levy. But it takes a brave man to bet against Flint Schuring. And it is a 4th win in 5 races for the Dutch driver for Schumacher CLRT. What can these drivers do to stop the man in black and gold as he stops in the #1 position? Boy, did he have to work for that. Flint Schuring now into the pit lane. And out of the car he'll come with everything stacked against him. He took that win. He receives the congratulations from Larry Tenforder, the most successful man in the history of Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany, and his team. Still, you won the race. That's what he says. You might have got 5 seconds, but you did what you had to do to negate that penalty. Brilliant. Flint Schuring, the driver. Oh, bless him. And, well, there we go. Ariel Levy, he knew that Cass Havercourt had surrendered that 2nd place and really been a team player. You see Ariel Levy just picking up the sign and putting the 3rd in front of his car because that's what he felt as though he deserved, and a proper good sportsmanship from Ariel Levy. And I have to say, good sportsmanship and good teamwork from Cass Havercourt as well, giving way to Ariel Levy to give him the best possible opportunity to win the race. And certainly 2nd place will be valuable points. That's certainly more points than he would have got for 3rd place. 4 more points. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. What a race. Okay, I can see Piers down there, so I think he's going to have a quick word with our race winner. That was good, wasn't it, Piers?
Hey, that was dramatic, wasn't it? And Flynn, you came out on top, but you made life difficult for yourself.
Yeah, apparently I rolled a bit at the start, made it a bit more difficult throughout the race. But the car was so good and the pace was really good, so I managed to pull out a gap. And I think it was just enough. I don't know how much it was, but really great to win it again.
Yeah, very, very close it was. At one point with a couple of laps to go, you were like 4.9 seconds ahead coming over the line. But yeah, the pace that you showed in qualifying, you could continue to the end of the race.
Yeah, the pace since this morning has been amazing. Really good step from yesterday, so really happy with it.
Flynn, congratulations on another win in the championship, retaining your championship lead. I'm going to go and grab a word with our second or third place drivers. So start with Ariel Levy. Ariel finishing 2nd on the road, but I saw you a little gesture there moving the boards around.
Yeah, I mean, everyone saw that I was 3rd, and Cass helped me in the last few laps to get 1 more position. So first of all, thank you so much for Cass. Also, congratulations for Flynn. He's just super fast this weekend. Yeah, I think besides this, I think I had an okay race. According to my pace, I think I made my job, I guess. Yeah, and I have 1 more race, and we'll see what I can do there.
Ariel, of course, you know, you're going to be pushing Flint all the way, I'm sure. We've got another race later on today. We'll see you go for the win in that one. And our driver that was 3rd on the road currently has the number 2 in front of his car. Cass, you're joining us again. You joined us this time last year. You won this race. This time 3rd, but 2nd, but 3rd. It's still, how are you feeling?
Yeah, quite okay. I mean, the pace was not there to win. Flint was a bit quicker, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, speed was good. It was still quite good, I think. And yeah, after some points, we had the discussion. Of course, Ariel is here for the championship. I'm not, so I mean, I swapped the places for him to get some points. So I think it was overall good, quite a good race.
Do you think that if you hadn't have let Ariel through, you could have stayed within 5 seconds and taken the victory?
Well, I was not. I didn't know he had 5 seconds, so that was the problem. So. If I knew, maybe I could have kept in the gap, but yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, Cass, another podium. You know, you've joined us once again. I'm sure you'll be very happy with that. We'll catch these drivers once again on the podium, but before that, Brian's going to run us through the highlights of what was another brilliant race in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe Sport Division.
Interesting, Cass did not know that there was that 5-second time penalty hanging over the race leader, and maybe it would have been different, but really entertaining stuff and a real show of good teamwork and comradeship amongst the drivers as well. But they are going to be scratching their heads, because what are they going to do to stop Flint Schuring? He has made it now 4 wins out of 5 races. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of what was a very entertaining round 5 for the Sport Division Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. Big crowd gathering on the terraces, and the big crowd witnessed what was classed as a false start for Flint Schuring. Quite hard to see from that camera angle, but it was one that was going to give him a 5-second time penalty, both he and his teammate Chester Kiefer. So both cars with a 5-second time penalty as a result of that start. It was a fairly, say chaotic, but certainly dramatic opening lap. A lot of elbows out racing, bits of blue smoke rising into the air, but it was Thomas Cangro who went spinning off into the gravel trap, becoming stranded, bringing out a safety car, and it meant that the field was closed up nose to tail once again. A very tough day so far for Thomas Cangro, but we got back underway once again, and it was Flint Schuring who just steadily opened up the gap over second place Cass Havercourt. Chester Kiefer was trying to come back at Sid Smith and hanging it around the outside. Ariel Levy not knowing which car to race that was behind him, just trying to break clear of both of them. Sid Smith getting bundled out of the way. Henry Chuamala locking up a wheel into the corner and leaving a gap on the inside that's filled by Nick Ho. There was Jelte Hoffner also smoking the tyres, also Draker Janssen. Lots of drivers struggling with the track limits here today. And it was Karen Gayar as well, who was in the wars, and we saw her getting turned around. Matthias Ferreira and Sasha Norden, that was quite a battle. It went on for some time. Sasha Norden finding a route past the gold and white car. And there was Alex Ryman, Draker Janssen. Both of them were the ones that attracted the attention of the stewards. Finally, Sasha Norden thought he'd got past James Wallace, but Wallace was having none of it, coming back on the inside. The two cars running neck and neck. Sasha Norden eventually finding the route past to take that position, the 6th place in the race. Sasha Norden showing what a fighter he is. This was Charles Visser along with Mace Muller also fighting for position, and Karen Geier in the background taking advantage, getting her elbows out and getting stuck in for the Iron Dames. Great to have her here in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. This was the moment where I think the stewards might have got involved. It was Draker Janssen, Alex Ryman exploring the outer reaches of the circuit. There was a bit of sunshine there. The rain was in the air, but it held off. Flint Schuring, though, with that 5-second time penalty hanging over him. Cass Havercourt in second place at that point was the net leader, but he was doing very much the team thing and allowing Ariel Levy to close in on him. Draker Janssen and Mace Muller once again running side by side, and that was the moment where Karen Geier lost the back end, the car spinning around. She was able to rejoin, but at the back of the pack, coming home in 26th place. Then it was the big choreographed move as Ariel Levy was allowed through by Cass Havercourt. Draker Janssen and Mace Muller still swapping paintwork, bouncing off each other. Draker Janssen going off onto the grass. I didn't see that one when it was live, and was able to rejoin, but doing well to keep that pointing in the right direction. At the front, Flint Schuring was able to extend the gap at the front and had a 6.13 gap over Ariel Levy. It meant that the 5-second time penalty counted for nothing. He still held on to the lead. Second across the line, Ariel Levy caught, but Ariel very much recognising and acknowledging that it was Cass Havercourt who allowed him past. Right, we're ready for the podium. Back down to Piers.
Brilliant, thank you, Brian. What a brilliant race we had as the first race of the weekend. And the first podium, we will have the overall classification in the Sport Division. And in third place, the number 2 from the Netherlands, Cass Havercourt. Cass driving for GP Elite. And his teammate in second place from Israel, Ariel Levy. But our eventual winner, after overcoming a 5-second penalty for a jump start, the number 99 from the Netherlands, Flint Schuring. Congratulations, Flint, driving for the Schumacher CLRT team. And we will now have the Dutch national anthem. Congratulations to Flint for winning the race. We'll now have the trophies handed out by series manager Lars Plato. In third place, it was Cas Havercourt taking another podium in the championship. First race this season in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe. Second place, of course, Ariel Levy. Many podiums. Champion last year in 2024. Looking to take the championship off Flint if he absolutely can. But it's going to be hard if Flint continues the way he is going. And the eventual winning trophy to Flint Schuring. A brilliant drive. He'll hope that he can get across off the line cleaner next time. He raises the trophy aloft to the applause of the team. We'll just have a photo opportunity. All three drivers on the top step of the podium now, looking to the photographer across the way. A brilliant first race. Round number 5 of the championship, that was. That was the overall. Cass decided he might spray it. Save that for later, Cass. Yeah, we've still got another race to go. Next up, we will have the rookie classification podium. Rookie drivers are the young drivers who are starting their racing career, and once we get the podium ready, we will have those drivers. We're going to start the rookie podium with the number 69 from the Netherlands, Milan Marchak. Milan driving for Team Red Ant. Second place on the rookie podium, the number 27 from Brazil, Matias Ferreira. Matias driving for Team Target. And our winner once again in the rookie classification, the number 88, Chester Kiefer. Chester driving for the Schumacher CLRT team, so Schumacher having a good day. And we will now have the Luxembourg national anthem for Chester. Congratulations to all three drivers on the podium. Third place, once again, Milan Marchak. Only his second race weekend in cars, I believe, so to get a podium, very impressive. Second place, Matias Ferreira. Been on the podium a number of times in rookies this season, and another rookie win, along with some overall podiums for Chester Kiefer. The top three presented their trophies. Now an opportunity for photos. Do you guys want to get together on the top step of the podium so you can get a photo together? I'm sure we'll be seeing these faces in motorsport many times on podiums in the future for years to come. That rounds out the first podium ceremony for the sport division. Well, of course, we'll have one more later on after race number 2, but before then, we are going to be looking forwards to the first club division race, and we've had some brilliant races this season so far. That will be in just a few minutes' time, so don't go anywhere.
வேலை வாய்ப்பிற்கான 100% உத்தரவாதத்துடன் MBA படிக்க இன்றைய ஆச்சி பிசினஸ் ஸ்கூலில் சேருங்கள்.
He is brilliant. ஆனா அடிக்கடி ரொம்ப டயர்ட் ஆயிடுறான்.
லயன் டேட் சிரப் நோய் எதிர்ப்பு சக்தி அதிகமா இருக்கு. தினமும் 2 ஸ்பூன்.
Summer holidays வந்தாச்சு, நம்ம GT Holidays வந்தாச்சு. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.